What's going on, guys? This is Brandon with Bavarian Rennsport, and today we have this beautiful red 2008 Porsche Boxster in for an oil change. We got Duke working on it today. What's going on, man?
How you doing, brother?
Doing well. How's that oil looking?
Very clean. Very clean. I believe this client just purchased this vehicle, so we were giving it a once over. Everything on this car is pretty immaculate. It's got very low mileage, about 20,000 miles on it. And just going through the service records and recommending any maintenance that is needed that hasn't been done on it, being that the car is 16 years old. So we went through it with a fine-tooth comb and just recommended all the items that I didn't have service records or service history for. So went through what Porsche recommends at specific service intervals, being that this vehicle is this old. Even though with low mileage, it's important that you do the proper maintenance that's recommended by Porsche, the proper service intervals.
Now, would you say this particular model is pretty reliable?
Oh, quite reliable. This is definitely one of Porsche's flagship cars, and what got the Porsche brand started. They started with sports cars, so this is, one of their iconic sports cars that they started with, including the 911.
Wow. Definitely barnyard fine for sure.
23,637 original miles.
Wow. And it's crazy because, being inside the car, this doesn't even feel like 2008. It honestly feels like 2010, 2011. So what kind of oil are we running today?
We're putting LIQUI-MOLY 5W40 full synthetic.
And how often do you like to see the intervals for oil change?
Porsche recommends every 10,000 miles, but our preference here at the shop is to do it every 5,000 miles. Even though you're using a fully synthetic oil, as soon as you drive off the property, oil starts to break down. So even though, Mobil 1 and all the full synthetic oil manufacturers recommend that the oil can last 10,000 miles, my preference is always to do it sooner rather than later. So 5,000 miles is a great interval to have your oil serviced, even if you're using a full synthetic oil.
So dude, how long have you been working on Porsches for?
Porsche specifically, 25 years. 25 years, sir. Started when I was 17 years old. Turned 42 last year. Be 43 this year. So,
Don't look 40, man.
appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Now, in your experience, what's the highest mileage Porsche that you've personally seen?
I'd have to say Cayennes. I've seen Cayennes with over 300,000 miles on them. The first gen Cayennes that came out, people took care of them and maintained them and stayed on top of the maintenance. Those engines were pretty solid, and I've seen quite a few with well over 200,000 miles on them, still running in good condition.
Now, when a Porsche comes in and it's diesel, is that something that you could work on, or is that something that is to a specialist?
Absolutely, I can work on those vehicles as well. I received factory training to work on those vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not much different, than working on a normal gas engine, aside from the fueling system.
And here at Bavarian, do we service diesels?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, when you're doing oil changes, do you literally wait till let's get this on film, till it's the last drop?
Not till the last drop, but until it starts to just drip slowly. Then, most of the oil has come out of the crankcase. So right now it's still, dribbling a little bit. It probably means that there's about maybe half a liter left that needs to drain out, or a quarter of a liter. So
Yeah, I think I need to wait longer when I do my oil changes.
Because you don't realize it, but it'll drip like this, for another 5-10 minutes, and that adds up. It's whether it's a quarter of a quart or half a quart. I mean, that's just fresh, old oil. If you don't let it drip out, it's just old oil mixing in with the new oil. So you want to get as much of it or most of it out as you can.
Literally every drop.
Maintenance is key no matter what kind of vehicle you own.
And so we just did the oil change on this 2008 red Boxster, and we have the owner with us actually here. What's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Not too bad. So me and Duke were raving about how clean your car is. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, actually, just picked this up a couple weeks ago at Meekum Kissimmee, and the owner of the vehicle brought it from Colorado, and he was the second owner. The previous owner previously passed away. His wife didn't want it anymore, so he absolutely loved it, but had problems getting in and out of it. So
We were doing the math on it, and it's like, man, this guy barely drove it.
yeah, 23,000 miles. It's he took very good care of it. The guy was an electrical engineer. He has every record of every service that's ever been done on it. So
Now, do you have any future plans for this car? Just a daily driver?
this is a date car for me and my wife. So we'll
Okay.
put the top down and cruise around, and yeah, that's what we plan on doing with it.
Cool, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Be easy.
All right.